Hello you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while since I picked up the camera. I don't feel weird about picking it up now. Like, you know how sometimes I'll say it feels unfamiliar and it's like, what am I doing? I don't feel like that. I just feel like it's been a while and I could have kept on going. Kept on going with just like, I'm in my little holiday mode and I'm not gonna come out of it until October. But obviously that's not how the world works. I have been back from Diani for the last few days now, and it was such a relaxing trip. It has been a minute since I went on a trip just for the sake of going on a trip, like one that I paid for, and I had like no PR or work related obligations. And so this was just so different. The pace was different. I was in charge of what I was doing when I wanted to do it. I finished 2 books. Did I finish 2 books on that trip? I don't know, but I read a lot and lounged a lot and ate a lot too. And even like going back to the gym has been a bit of a struggle. The one thing that I felt didn't enjoy being in Diani was my skin. Because I happen to have such terrible heat rash whenever I'm at the beach, and it's been a thing for as long as I can remember. It's also something that I realized on this, was it on this trip? No, I think before I knew, that I passed on to my little one. Thank you, jeans. But skin just doesn't like it, and I end up getting these heat rashes. And so I've been slathering on Cicaplast by Roche-Posay, like around my, and it only happens along my crevices actually. So like elbows area, especially the outer, but also the inner part, back of the legs, neck. And yeah, it's just, that's the only thing that didn't enjoy. I will say my skin up here usually would hate the heat, but I didn't break out as much as I usually do. And I don't know if it's because I was extra vigilant about my skincare, like morning and evening, sunscreen, 24/7, reapplying. I don't know if that was the case, but I'm okay. Like, I'm happy. I am a couple shades darker, which means trying to get the foundation to kind of match was a bit of a struggle. And even now I'm not entirely sure, but this is as good as it's gonna get. But I was like trying to, it looked like I was in some lab trying to create the perfect formula to find the thing that matched. So I just mixed up a bunch of my Maybelline foundations, and I think this is as good as it's gonna get for now. Right, so on this vlog, I think the thing I mainly want to show you is my, say, 2-month plan, maybe 3 months, but I don't want it to take that long. But my 2-month plan for this room. I think I've mentioned before, and maybe I should put you down and turn this around. Let me find a spot to perch you. Lighting may not be the best because I know there's so much light on this side and none on this side, but you know, it's gonna have to do. But I was just saying, I think I mentioned to you guys that this was the room that I paid the least attention to, invested the least amount in, and just overall neglected. And getting the dresser that I showed you guys in a few vlogs ago inspired me, or kind of spurred me on to do something, to create like a room that I genuinely love, that I feel comfortable in, cozy in, safe in, sexy in, like all these things that I want for my ideal bedroom, that I think about in my ideal home one day, God knows how many years down the line. Why can't I have that now? And so I'm going to sit down with you and show you guys the steps I've taken to try and make this a reality sooner rather than later. I've got a budget, I'm gonna share that with you. I've got a mood board, I'm gonna share that with you. And I've got tips and tricks that I've picked along the way from mostly Skillshare, who are sponsoring this video. But I will tell you more about that a little bit later on. I think for now, what I want to do is show you some newer pieces. Yesterday, I met with a friend of mine and ended up wandering around the mall for a bit, and one thing led to another, and a couple pieces came home with me, and I thought I would share with you guys the items that I picked up from 2 stores, LC Waikiki and Max. I'm gonna try those on because I'm really excited about the items, and I think that some of you guys might be interested as well. All right, look number one. I've even worn shoes with this just so that you can see my vision, but it is my jeans. I have been on the hunt for the longest time for mom jeans, and every time I try something on, I just wouldn't be happy with the overall fit. Something didn't fit right around the waist, and then the sides, it wouldn't come up my thighs. There was just something that wasn't quite right. But this is the first time I've worn I got something that I thought, oh my gosh, I actually quite like these. Someone saw me in this outfit and said, oh, you look like you could be going skateboarding. I'm happy to do it. I don't know if that's the vibe I always want when I wear mom jeans. And technically what I would do is like put a bodysuit. Like I'd most likely wear this with a bodysuit, not necessarily a crop top. I got these from Waikiki. I will say that I do think if someone was just a little bit, or not someone, if I was just a little bit smaller around maybe my bum, I think I would prefer the fit even more. Although it would mean that it would be quite big around the waist. It still feels a little bit. Let me close the closet door because that's bugging me. Oh, much better. But I do feel like it's still a little bit big, and this is the part where I'm just like, oh God, it would be nice to have someone take stuff like this in. Wouldn't that be so convenient to have like a tailor who can come to your house and do it for you? But I'll probably just keep wearing this as is. Sorry, the camera lens wasn't fully open. Oh gosh. Anyway, I really like this. I had on a different pair of pants yesterday, and when I showed this to my friend and I tried them on because we were in another fitting room together, she was like, oh, just leave these on. It looks really good. And I wore it with the coat. Actually, let me try and wear the coat too. Oh my God, I look like such a different person. I look like I could be 16 years old, or trying to be 16 years old. But you know what? I will never not wear what I want to wear. But yeah, so this isn't the coat I had on yesterday, but I'm just trying to paint a picture of what I love about this. And for a while now, I've been feeling the need to step away from skinny jeans for a long time. But the hunt for the perfect mom jean is hard, and it's long, and it's just arduous. Right, so this is in a size 38, and it was on discount from, I'll just show you here if it can focus, which it's not focusing. Anyway, I'll tell you, it was $2,790, but it was discounted and I ended up getting it for $1,690. I love a good sale. Let me show you the second item that I got from Waikiki. But first, in case anyone's wondering, this is from Forever 254. Freaking love it. This was from Platform at Two Rivers, and the shoes are Adidas. Second item was another pair of slouchy mom jeans. I didn't mention it, but actually the other ones that you saw, I had turn up the cuffs to kind of get them to the height that I want. I've done the same with this, and I don't know if I think I'm okay with the length. I do love that at the top here, it's got like this, what is this, like, what is this waistline called? Like bucket bag or something, the paper bag. What? I don't know. But it's got this kind of flared up, let me come in close and show you, edge. So here fits well, and then it's got this design where it just kind of flares out at the top. Two buttons, both the jeans I tried on, high-waisted. This is a size 28. That's the thing I find confusing, because the other pair of jeans said 38. So how in God's name am I supposed to know what my size is? Like, it's just hard. And all I did was just try them on. And luckily the two that I brought into the changing rooms fit me. The third item I brought into the changing rooms were a pair of dungarees that when I put on, I realized were actually maternity dungarees. So I just put them right back. But they looked really nice. And I was just like, oh, pregnant moms would look so cute in this. Anyway, and I love them. This didn't have a tag, but I do remember I paid maybe $3,600 or $3,800 in total, which means that these jeans must have been about, well, under 2,000 shillings. I love both jeans. I'm just really happy that I get to build on my denim selection. Okay. This next dress. First, let me tell you a little bit about this. This I got from Max. It is the store that we now on this channel kind of refer to as like the grandma dress store because that's where I got my blue dress, the one that my mom calls grandma dress and the one that my friend also says has grandma vibes. I went into the store with my friend, the same friend who's like, oh gosh, Sharon, what are we doing here? And she really did. She was like trying to go in there with an open mind, but she's just like, what's happening? What's happening? I can't, no. But I can't help it. Look, I have tendencies to kind of show skin and like give a little bit of leg, a little bit of maybe even cheek. It might be like I'm not a prude. Like I'm happy to show some skin. But in the same breath, I'm also really comfortable being super modest. And I think that's the thing about that store. It has very modest, maybe a little bit aged vibes to it. And I love that. I've always loved that. I don't know. So I like how I can go from looking like a 16-year-old kid to like your 50-year-old grandma ready to welcome you home to have some veggies that she picked from her kitchen garden. I'm happy to be that person too. I love this dress so much. And I think what I want to explain to you is when you see it like this, it kind of feels like, what? I don't get it. And I get that. This is also a size 14, so it's a couple sizes too big for me, but I was not going to leave it behind. But let me just show you this. First, let me style it how I would style it. Tell me this is not a dream. I don't know. Maybe it's not a dream for you, but even my friend who's like, I know, liked this. And she was like, if they did have a smaller size, because she's smaller than me, if they did have like a size 8, which I think would have fit her perfectly. I'm a size 10. She'd have probably bought the same dress. I love this so much. I love the length. I love the sleeves. I love too that it's a square neckline because I would happily wear it as a square neckline. And it's got like, to me, this has maybe, I don't know what era that would be, maybe slightly Victorian kind of proper era. I love that it's got little lemons on it and I love the color. Oh, my alarm is going off to remind me to water my plants. I should say plant because I actually only have one that is still like alive and even then it's hanging on by a thread. But anyway, so I love this so much. In fact, I'm gonna wear it for her birthday because she turns 30 next week. And so I said to her, I'm wearing my little grandma dress for your 30th birthday. But I wouldn't call this a grandma dress. Would you guys? Just tell me. If you would, that's fine. I really am okay to be your grandma or your 16-year-old niece. I'm happy with both things. But oh, the tags are, not the tags, these little strings are showing. But I also love that I can wear it like this. This was 3,600 shillings and it's gonna be worn so much. I've even put my hair out of the way for this one. But I got pajamas! How cute are these? Also, who am I? Just getting pajamas all over the place. This is now my 3rd set of pajamas. I've said this before, I think I've said it on here, but before this year, I did not have a single pajama in my closet, in my collection. I don't know why. Well, one, I don't actually sleep in pajamas. But 2, I would just get home and get into like some comfortable tights and a t-shirt, or if it was cold, then like a jumper. But pajamas just were never on my radar until I got one because I thought, oh, it would be nice to have me in pajamas as I talked about this for a campaign that I was doing. And then when I bought them and I was wearing them, I was like, this is what people have been feeling. Like put together in like cozy, in like slouchy things. I live now. I now live for a good set of pajamas. And this is just really yummy. I do think it was a little bit pricey. It was 3,600 shillings. And I've gotten some from LC Waikiki at a really good discounted price. I just don't remember what price it was, but I think it was under 2,000 shillings or something. So this feels like almost double the price. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But I just really loved them. And truthfully, do I buy a lot of things for myself? Look at me justifying how and why I spend my own money. But that's what I do in my own brain. And then I also thought to myself, no, I'll also use this for our campaign. It will just look so striking because look at that. Like the colors just are so yummy. It's this like salmon pink and black. And in some ways, this is what I like for my home. Like these are the colors that appeal to me even in my home. Going back to what I was saying before, which was that, you know, sometimes if, did I even say that? No, I didn't say that. Did we talk about home decor and wardrobe? I don't think we did. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. We will get back to that at some point in this video. For now, I have to rush out of the house because I'm meeting my best friend for brunch or breakfast. I don't know, something. I'm meeting my best friend. I haven't seen Mundi in a while. And so we're sitting down to catch up, and I will see you later today. But like, I think my favorite, if I'm to pick the one thing that like stands out the most for me, it's this dress. It's this dress that I want to wear like somewhere, like maybe in Italy or even just in Lamu. I don't know. I love it. My room is an absolute mess, but I wanted to show you what I'm wearing, which is my Nalani dress. I paired it with a belt that I got from Max, and my shoes are gonna be Equetta. I will see you later. We're gonna talk all the things that I wanna do to this room. I will also show you one of the things I've already added to this room that I really love, and I think will fit in perfectly. But we'll speak in a bit. Yeah, it's recording. Melody! Also, I feel like we got the memo. Right? We're doing, yeah, we didn't talk about it, but we're doing animal print, honey. And I love this. This is Shop You Level Nancy Moy. I'll link it down below, even though I don't think it's still available.
No, it's not, but she does have a new snake print kind of dress that's kind of like the same vibes.
And this is down to the floor.
It is,
yeah,
all the way down.
So beautiful. And mine is also a Kenyan. Isn't that cool? Like we're both wearing like Kenyan. Yeah, me too.
Like I think these days I'm a lot more conscious about that. I'm trying to shop Kenyan brands rather than
just
like,
whatever.
Just wherever.
I'll be honest, I'm not conscious about it, but I'm finding that I'm gravitating towards. Like, if it's just a beautiful piece, it's a beautiful piece, period. And I'm noticing that my closet now has a lot more, even though I'm not conscious about it. It's just that, look. Anyway.
I guess it also helps that work.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to say where you work?
Yeah, I work at Vivo.
Oh, yes, she works at Vivo. Maybe people know, actually, because we vlogged at Vivo before, so I think people know you're at Vivo. So you're conscious of it, which makes sense. I feel like a lot of my closet is also Vivo. I'm not conscious about shopping local, but like half my closet is like.
But it's such a good thing.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna continue with our chats. Was just saying a quick hi and cue a time lapse. Just, went and saw Mundi, came back and changed, and here we are the same day. It's not the same day. Saturday, which is when I was seeing Mundi, was a really busy one. It was such a good session with Mundi, like a good catch-up session. And she, we told each other that we'd dress up for each other. And she really got the memo. Like she even had heels on. That's how major it was. Next time I shall not disappoint. Doesn't mean I'll wear heels, but I'll like come. She came in a gown. I was just like, hun, love it. Anyway, I wanted to kind of catch up with you. I've had a busy morning. Had a workout this morning, which was my first workout in 2 weeks. Brutal, but I'm glad to finally be back in the game, and I think for the foreseeable future I'm going to be quite consistent when it comes to my workouts. But I think in general I just feel like I need my life in order. I need my nails to be done because this one broke and it was so painful, and the rest are kind of coming undone a little. My hair needs to come out. I need a good wash, and I need this room to come together, which is why we're in this room yet again, because I want to tell you guys about my plans for my bedroom. Oh my god, I made myself a mocha and I used this new like trick that my friend Tiff taught me, and now I just feel like all my drinks are like a little bit elevated, and it makes me want to take it up a notch when it comes to my coffee game at home. Like imagine having like a proper luxury beautiful machine that gives you the exact kind of drink that you want in the morning. Oh gosh. Anyway, for now we shall just use the little tricks that our friends give us. Anyway, wanted to talk to you guys about my plans for this room, but first I want to start from the beginning, which is for as long as I could remember, I always wanted to make my space beautiful. Now, when I was in my teens, beautiful meant a lime green color. Bless my parents for letting me go hard with that vision, because they let me paint my own room. I remember that vividly. And was it lime green? I just remember it being like a bold color, and like why I chose it, I don't know, but you know, I'm just so grateful they let me express myself. So when I finally got this space, and I've been here 3 years now, I had this grand vision of what I wanted to create, but I don't think I ever once had actual practical steps that I wrote down as to how to make this vision come to life. I had things I needed to buy. So in this room, for instance, when I moved in the very first time, the only thing that I had in this room was the curtain that is behind you, which is just one curtain, no shears, just the curtain, and a mattress. The only things I had in this room were those 2 items. And I had a list. Of course, I'd need a bed. Of course, I'd need bedside tables. Of course, blah, 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 blah. But as I went through my home decor journey, I wasn't being very specific about my approach to tackling this room and this vision I had for this room. I had a Pinterest board, and boy did I pin a lot of things, like most people, but I wasn't actually referencing the Pinterest board when I needed to. So I'm at a stage in my life where I really want to make my bedroom, which is a room I think I've neglected the most in my entire house. I want to make it feel cozy and safe and sexy and all the yummy things that a bedroom should be, which brings me to where we are today. I have an actual mood board, not a Pinterest board, and I'm realizing those two are very different things, but a mood board with specific items that I want to get. And there's a couple things that have helped bring me to this space. The first is Skillshare, and I think I mentioned it at the start of the video that Skillshare is so kindly sponsoring today's video. I have talked about them many a time, and if you haven't yet, now is your chance to jump on, test it out, and see if it's something that you'd want to take advantage of. I do remember when I first talked about Skillshare, I think the topic that I shared with you guys that caught my attention was around home decor. Since then, I've talked about a whole bunch of other topics, and you can go back to previous videos and see. If you just type Skillshare in the search box on my YouTube channel, you'll see the videos that I've talked about and the ones that caught my attention. But the reason home decor caught my attention is because that's the thing that I almost always gravitate towards when I'm looking for like feel good, yummy, not heavy, and I don't need to think too much about content. And I remember, I think the person I went to was Emily. I can't remember her first name, but the class that I now took and the workshop that I took was from an interior designer called Lauren Cox. And when I tell you I was taking it seriously, I had a pen and a paper next to me because I wasn't now going to take this like, oh, I'm just gonna sit down and kind of like, you know, whatever you say goes over my head and I'll remember bits and pieces here, but I don't fully internalize. And I liked this class because it was like interior design for beginners, so very like basic principles. And she focused on 4 principles actually. The first was color. Second was balance, and balance doesn't mean that like everything has to be symmetrical. She was talking about asymmetry as well, and working with that, like when you're creating a gallery wall, not everything has to be perfectly placed. You can kind of play with symmetry a little. She talked about rhythm and repetition and scale and proportion, and I have never taken a class more seriously, I don't think. I literally had pen, paper, and I was writing down the things that spoke to me the most. One thing she mentioned that I do remember hearing the first time on Emily's series, the workshop, was, and that's also on Skillshare, was that if you're not sure where to start when it comes to your home decor journey, the best place to start is with your closet. Just take a look at the colors you gravitate towards, the prints you gravitate towards, the textures, if any, and that will guide you. And I think it's quite clear that I love really understated, simple, classic tones. Like if you look at my wardrobe, I might have like color and maybe sequins here and there, but for the most part, I'm mostly subdued, and it's like blacks and whites and earth tones just like make my heart sing. Right, so before I go on talking about my plans for this room, I just wanted to say that Skillshare are offering a 1-month premium membership for the people who've not tried it before. So if you haven't, click the link in my bio, where is it? Description box. How did that just escape me? I don't know. But click the link down there. And the first 1,000 people to click on that link will get a free 1-month membership. There's lots of classes on Skillshare. If you haven't been there before, it is a place for creatives to come and get inspired, to learn, to grow, to build on their crafts, on their interests, to help with their businesses, whatever your heart's desire, whatever your creative heart desires. It's probably on Skillshare. I'm gonna leave it in the link below, and hopefully some of you guys will get to try it out if you haven't already. Anyway, that for me was also a good starting point, because when I was creating my mood board, which I'm gonna show you now on the screen, I'm so proud of it. It was so easy, like the color palettes that appeal to me, you can see it's like really neutral tones, lots of earthy tones, greens and browns, whites, and maybe some accents of black here and there. Now, the second thing that really helped cement I need to take this in a very different direction from like previous home decor projects, besides Skillshare and the class by Lauren Cox, like I told you guys, is a message that I got from Shiro from Cultured Cow. I think she watched my other video that had the dress out, or maybe she saw my stories. I can't remember, but I do remember she DM'd me. Oh, I haven't even told you about the new thing that I have in my house. That is actually from her house. But she DM'd me and was like, hey, if you need any help, let me know. And I was like, I need yes. She was very clear though that she is not doing this anymore, like client type work, customer work, and going into people's homes. And she actually did a blog post about that. I will link it down below if you want to look at it and read it. I read it and I was like, I understand. This thing that was her passion was giving her more anxiety than it was bringing her pleasure. So she's just been like, no thanks. I'm just gonna make my home pretty and focus on the things that make me happy, which makes sense. But she was like, so she was like, look, I don't do this, and she wasn't offering to come into my home and like decorate it, but she did ask if I wanted tips. And I was like, yes, please. I will take any tips that you have to give. She asked me to send a video of my room, so I did that and then sent it to her, and she gave like little tips, like just from like a 1.5 minute video, maybe 2-minute video. She was just like this, and some of the things she mentioned were so like simple, but I would never have thought about it myself. And actually Lauren Cox on the Skillshare series that I was talking about said the same thing, and she's talking about balance, right? And just her saying, center your bed. You guys, my bed is not centered in this room, partly because of the closet doors and it, needing to open and blah, blah, blah. But she said, like, center it so that your chandelier is going to, like symmetry, basic here. Like, it wasn't the most revolutionary, like I've never heard of that before. But I think because I obviously take in beautiful spaces like everyone else does. Like, you'll just see a beautiful thing or space and be like, wow. But there's a science, I guess, to how a room comes together. And that's why there are interior designers and interior stylists, and then the rest of us, because they've understood that there's the maths to it and the science and the rules of threes. Lauren Cox talks a lot about like how if you want to try and incorporate like a little bit of drama or zhuzh up your room, just think of like 3s or 5s when it comes to adding interesting elements. And this is not a new thing. I think you've probably heard it before. But so that's if if you're introducing color, then have 3 moments in your room where color shows up. Or if you're introducing prints, then try 3 prints and try and mix them together. And you can also have fun with that by having floral prints with like polka dots, and the last one be maybe some, I don't know, some maybe little, now I can't think, but you think of a 3rd print. Or the 3rd is maybe a solid, which isn't a print. I don't know. You watch the sculpture and then you'll know what she's talking about. But so when so what I was trying to say is like Shira just gave these really clear ways for me to elevate this space that I don't know if I'd fully thought about. Like even where she suggested that I hang a mirror, I don't think I'd ever thought about that place as a viable space to hang a mirror, but it makes so much sense. So bless her. So those 2 things helped me create this like very clear vision for what I want for myself. Shira is also the one who inspired my, not inspired, like pushed me to create a mood board, because she shared some mood boards that she's created previously, and I was like, so all this time I was creating Pinterest boards. And by the way, I'm really good. They're all private, but I'm like a Pinterest board adder, like serial adder. And some of the things like this, I think I've mentioned before, was on my Pinterest board way before I even got this, which makes sense why, even though I wasn't looking for this when I saw this, which is from Tira Studio, I wasn't searching for it. So when I saw it, it makes sense why it would appeal to me, because I pinned it a while ago, maybe years before. But I didn't have a clear vision, a clear direction. I was just all over the place. So if something looked pretty, I would just bring it into my space without actually understanding if that's what I want, or being intentional about it. And I am now. So let me tell you my plans for this room. I know that's gonna give me pins and needles any second now. I've just been sitting on my leg this whole time. Wow, also it's just really cold. I'm not okay. It's really cold and my skin tone is struggling with this foundation business. Like I'm really struggling to find the right shade now that my skin tone changed after coming from the beach. I think the first thing we can all agree that I need more of, in fact, you know what, let me just make you taller. I don't know why I'm struggling here, bending over. I've kind of tried to tidy up, but I'm not really committed to that. Anyway, but the first thing I think we can all agree I need is bedside tables. These, I think I explained to you, they're not actual bedside tables, but I'm using them for that at the moment. They are really terrible craftsmanship. Like it's as bad as it gets when it comes to craftsmanship. But they've served me for 2 years, barely. So they're gonna stay there for now. I do know the design I want for my bedside tables, and on the mood board, which I'm going to insert here, you'll see that I've got 2 types there, and it's because I want certain elements from the 2 kinds of headboards that I've inserted. Next thing I need to do that Shira told me is try and center my bed, which seems obvious again, but I would never have thought about it. I would never have been like, oh, but my chandelier is like here, but the middle of my bed is here. My closet would interfere with how far in I can push this, but I can try to make it as close as possible. Another thing that I obviously need is paint, a good lick of paint in this room. I've never been a fan of the beige walls in here. You know, it's better than maybe some like crazy colors that could have been in here, but I've just never been a fan of this tone of beige. So I want this to be a nice, clean, crisp white, with this being a sexy black. I've identified the door handles, closet handles that I want to get. They are a brushed brass finish, so not too yellow in the gold, but introducing a little bit of what is it? Like glam, I guess, in the gold handles. I would love a beautiful rug. The rug I currently have, you can see the corner of, and it's only on this side of the room. This is one of those things that I got when it was on sale. I got it from Thailand Carpet, and it was probably, what, 4,000 shillings? Got it because I was like, oh my god, this is one of the first things I could get for my home. I hadn't even moved out yet, but and this was many years ago. But I didn't really think through where it falls in, where it could possibly fall into my home. It's way too small, and it's not really a color or a pattern that I like. I would love a jute rug finish. You'll see again on the mood board the kind of vision that I've got, and I think I can get this made. I'm not entirely sure, but I guess time will tell, and we'll see. I also need to figure out my current window treatment situation. I'm really stuck here. On the mood board, which I will insert here, you can see that I've picked something that is dual toned, so has like a classic color blocking approach to it. I think the bottom color, what I would love to have is have like linen, kind of off-white curtains that have the light blackout fabric, so that it really can help with sleeping and blocking out the light. But if I could get green for the bottom half, like a beautiful shade of olive green, for not the bottom half, but maybe the bottom third, that would make me very happy. If I'm not able to get that, I'll find another shade, but I would like to have like a color blocking dual tone thing going on there. I will also be getting shears. How I've lived so long without shears, I don't know. But I'm also quite elevated, as you can see. It's mostly trees that you can see outside. Is that right? Yes, that's right. So I'm elevated, so it's not that dodge that I was living all this time without shears. Something that I'm very confused about, and maybe here you can give your tips. I don't have a solid place for me to do my makeup. I don't have a designated space for me to be able to do my makeup. Right now, that's where my makeup lives. It is a bit messy and a little impractical. It just means, it just makes for a cluttered space, and that is not what I want. I wish I had a little dresser, maybe even almost like, think very understated console table type thing that sat on this here in this space, because the windows in this house have like a kind of alcove effect, so they are, you know what I'm talking about. There's that. So if I had a little table, just a tiny little table that kind of lived here, would that be too much? What I do know is I don't want a cluttered space. I like when things have homes and aren't living up on surfaces like this, and I have a lot living up on surfaces. And I would just like, and Shira also said this too, like getting proper bedside tables would also give me a moment to style and introduce a little bit of like, you know, decoration and like almost like adding jewelry to your outfit. And I would like the opportunity to do that without having to fight with where should my makeup live. So right now I'm trying to think through what that table could be and if it could work. And then when it comes to trying to tell a story, Patricia says that I say that all the time, which I don't think it's true, but apparently I do. But when it comes to trying to tell a story or communicate it and try and make sure that, you know, there's many moments in which you can tell that, this is a cohesive room, I want to introduce color, and again, in the tones that I talked about, through throw cushions, blankets, and maybe accessories that could live on my bedside tables or on the dresser that's right behind you. I think the last thing I haven't talked about is what would happen on this wall. The camera is really not straight, and it's bugging me a little, but I don't know how to make it more straight without like breaking the contraption that you're on right now. Okay, all right. I would love to have maybe a piece of art. Oh, I didn't talk about art and where I'd love it to live. I would love some art above the headboard. I know the inspiration pictures that I want, and it's a combination of, you'll have seen it actually, it's on there. It's line art, which I think Endo Squared would do such a good job of. So line art, and maybe one of the pieces could be like a sexy shape of a woman. And then the second piece would have books in it, because those are two things that I do in here. One, I don't know, be sexy. And two is read. A lot of my reading takes place, at least these days, right before bed. I've actually finished, I think I'm on a roll. I've been finishing a book on average every week for the last 3 weeks. And I think I'm on track to finish this book, the one I'm reading now, this week as well. And I'd like to get some reading done before bed. So I'd love art there. I would love a statement mirror here, and I don't know what exactly, maybe something a little understated, more ornate maybe, so not understated, but something a little bit more ornate. And on this wall, have a proper mirror for this space, which you'll have also seen on the mood board right here. So you'll see what I'm talking about when it comes to what I'd love to live above my dresser and the kind of mirror that I'd like to source for this wall over here. All right, now for the last thing that I got from Shira, that is the first, is it the first thing? No, I think for me the dress size is the thing that has stirred me into action. And so purchasing this from Shira is the second thing that's like, all right, I'm on track. You'll have seen me talk about or show a chandelier in the mood board that I've been referencing this whole time. And look who's got herself a chandelier that matches. All right, there you go. I think the light here works a little bit better. One of them doesn't have the bulb and the diffuser, but that's going to come at some point later this week. But I just love that it's literally bringing my vision together. The thing that I have on my mood board is coming together in real life. Yes! And that, in a nutshell, is my vision for my bedroom and the things that I want to have done. My goal is to try and have these things done in the next 2 months. I am unable to do a makeover like this. Like the people that we watch on YouTube who are able to transform a room in 2 to 3 days, no. I know myself, and I know also for some of the things that I need, it requires time for these items to be crafted, like my bedside tables, or what could possibly be my vanity station there by the window, or the window treatments, like the curtains and all of that. Needs time. I will obviously be taking you through my sourcing and all of that over the next couple of months. My budget for this is 150. And that's 150,000 shillings, which is maybe $1,500. And I think, again, taking 2 months will allow me to not be like, good, and just at one go, but to slowly build my way to that. That's where I've capped it at. So if it's under that, which I hope, and I'm working towards making it under that, then great. But I really do want to bring this vision to life and get the right pieces that speak to what this room could possibly be. I think the only things that I would do to this room that I would not be able to move with, right? So is the paint. That's the only thing that I'd have to revert back to this cream color, which is okay. But everything else, if I moved into another home and if I buy things that are actually great quality, then they live on with me. And if they're not, if they don't fit in my vision for my next home, then it would be easier to sell something that is of great quality. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's my vision. And I'm giving myself a couple of months. If I'm able to do it sooner, the better. I've started to make phone calls to painters and Tira Studio, who are the ones that I want to do my bedside tables. They've done pretty much everything here. They did my headboard, not the bed, the dresser, and they'll do my bedside tables. I think I'll have someone else do my mirror. And yeah, okay. Woo! I have been going on for a minute and a half. I'm gonna stop now and finish my coffee, get some admin work done, like emails and stuff, and I'll see you a little bit later on in the day. But I'm I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the progress. I'm so excited to create a room that I see people like, you know, people I follow on Instagram or YouTube that, you know, how they're able to create like Three Birds Renovation, Mr. Kate, Shiro of Cultured Cow. Like these people just look like they've got magic wands, and how are they able to create this thing out of nowhere? But it's also not out of nowhere. It's obviously years of dedication to their craft and a formula. And I want to see what happens if I attempt to create a formula that fits with my style. I guess we'll see together. Okay, let's get to work now.
I find my needs in 5 places. I ain't never need to leave my 5 stations. I got my kitchen in my room, my basement. I got a bottle filled with shrooms. I got basic. I got some
I just looked at the color difference here. Whatever I mixed up, today wasn't it. It's not it. It's pretty much end of day. It's 4 p.m. and I've decided I just gotta take off my makeup. I just can't deal with this and get back to the drawing board with my trying to get the right foundation color. There's a little bit of sun, and the sun mostly comes out on my bedroom at this time of day, and I want to lie on my bed for a little bit and finish whatever little bits of work that I've got on that side, and I can't do that when I've got makeup on. So we're washing off makeup. I went and grabbed my Uncover face mask. I've got a few here, but it looks like I finished my Uncover ones, and that's the one. It's like, obviously, I'm a little partial to Uncover face masks. Right, so I'm gonna take this off. Did I say where this is from? It is from, oh God, no, my mind is gonna fail me. I won't remember the name, like I just know in my heart I won't remember the name, but I will link them down below. And I'm kicking myself for not remembering their names. Can I do a quick search? Let me do a quick, just go back to the drawing board so I can actually see their name here. Jamhuri Wear. Whew. Okay, I'll link them down below, but I love this jumper so much. I'm almost tempted to start taking out my hair this evening, but I just need to finish it if I'm gonna do that, because I have to go to the gym in the morning and no one wants to see like half, although no one cares. I'll start doing it this evening. I'm gonna take this off because I want to wear it after. I've got my trusty, what is it? Forever 254 bralettes that I want to cry. I only got like a pair in black and white, and I just wish I got like 3 pairs of these because I love them so much. I mean, no, even in person it looks bad. I was gonna say, in person it doesn't look as bad as or scary as it looks on camera. It does. Okay, a little bit of my cleansing oil. This is my favorite way to start taking off makeup. A cleansing oil or a cleansing balm. Just gonna, crap, I didn't wash my hands first. Oh, I always start with washing my hands first, I really do. Clearly I forgot. But anyway, this is just such an easy way to melt off the makeup. How cute, now that we're here, how cute are my bottles? Aren't they the best? So cute. I'll link them down below in case you didn't watch that vlog where I talked about where these are from. They are also only 650 shillings, and they're plastic, so it just is much better, because what I used to have here was glass, and every time, like especially with kids, you just hear it fall and you're like, yeah, that's it, it's broken. Luckily it never broke, but I had enough scares. And then next step is to get some water on my palms, on my hands, and do this just to get some emulsification, like to get it to soak up a little. This particular one doesn't soak up too much. So that is step 1 of my cleansing routine. What I'm going in with next is my second cleanse. I do a total of 3 cleanses. This is the point at which I usually go for micellar water and use cotton pads, but I've been gravitating towards this recently. It is the Roche-Posay Cleansing Micellar Foam Water. So 2 pumps. Things like this just make me happy. Like, it just makes it more interesting to get that on your hand than regular schmegular stuff. But and then go in with my second cleanse. And the last is this. This is like my everyday, that's why it like sits by my shower. It's the Effaclar cleanser from La Roche. Okay, face is clean. This is a point at which I would usually change my mind and be like, I don't need a face mask. It's just gonna take like, it's adding an extra 10 minutes to my skincare. But I'm just gonna try and do one. I got a new towel and I was hoping it wouldn't be one that has all the fluff. And this is my first use. I did wash it before I used it, and I'm just, like, anyone has any tips on getting the best towels that don't leave you with a face full of fluff? I am all here for. Oh, I didn't say, but the toner I went in with is the Maison AHA and BHA Daily Clean Toner. This is my second bottle. I'm gonna have to get a third one soon before it fully runs out. I'll link it down below in case anyone's looking for a toner. I'm going in with Uncover's I was gonna say chamomile, but it's actually calming and soothing sheet mask. This one's got aloe vera. One thing with Uncover sheet masks that you need to know is there's a lot of serum in here. Don't make the mistake that I made the very first time, which was to just tip this over and it all just came flowing out. Honestly, I think, gosh, is anyone gonna take me seriously like this? Because I can't take myself seriously, especially when one eye isn't even properly put on. I can't with myself. I did see someone say, I can't remember who now, but they were like, there's so much extra serum in here that they usually even put it in a container to use it like the next day. Like that's how much. There's a lot. I'm gonna stop talking because I can't even take myself seriously.
I got a pocket full of weed. I bet the world is going nowhere if they anything like me.
Damn, that's so fucking boring.
Damn, I'm getting bored of just sitting in my room. I just wish somebody could hang. I ain't done shit.
Oh, now I can finally speak like a normal person. It is a little tacky, but in my experience, so are most sheet masks. I'm also gonna go in with the La Roche-Posay Vitamin C serum because you're supposed to use that one within 2 months, because once you open it, it starts to oxidize with the air and it starts to lose its potency, and its shelf life is 2 months. What do I want to do? I think I'll just use this, which is the simple serum, and this one is rich, not the light one. I'm so happy my makeup is off and I can now, like, I don't have to worry about skincare. Seriously though, isn't that better? Now I can put my jumper back on. Oh, you know what I do want to tell you guys, because it's just been smelling so nice. And I got this, well, I didn't get it from Patricia, but I heard Patricia talking about it and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try it the next time I'm out shopping. It's the Glade air freshener that kind of dispenses the scent based off of your timer, and I've left it at like, I think 30 minutes or 30 something minutes, and it is strong. It is strong. And it's like, I'm just really happy with that. I lied, I'm not actually done. The last thing I want to do is use the Miracle Link by Mizani. And I've told you guys about this product before, there we go. I'm just going to place it on my scalp. I also will say, note to self, you want to make sure if you're using this product that it doesn't touch your face. Like, just keep it to the scalp. And so I'll often find myself like leaning back like this as I try and make sure that it goes to every corner of my scalp. I'll be telling you guys about this product a little bit more in a vlog coming soon. But this is the last bit of my skincare because the scalp is part of your skin. Is it? I mean, yeah. I mean, technically it is, but you know what I mean. Now, I'm actually done. I'm done. I think what I will do is I'll spend the rest of what's left of my day, which is maybe just maybe an hour of light. In my evening, I'm going to spend that going over the last couple of classes or sessions. I don't even know if I've explained, I'm sure I've said this before, but the thing I'm talking about Skillshare, so like Lauren's class workshop. But the thing about the sessions that I really like is that it's never like a 1.5 hour class. Like you don't have just to watch the whole thing in one sitting, otherwise you'll forget where you are. Like they're always broken down into like little chapters, and so it allows you, if all you've got is like 15 minutes, then you can go and like watch one of the chapters or maybe even two, because the videos average, well, the little chapters average anywhere from 5 to maybe 15 minutes. So it's never so long that you're just there for like 35 minutes thinking, this is long. So I'm gonna finish the last 2 chapters. I think I've only got like maybe a total of 15 minutes left, and then I'm done with the program. And I'm also going to end my vlog here and say thank you so much for watching, and I will leave a link to Skillshare just in case you want to try it. And I hope you're excited as I am about my journey, or whatever journey that you've got on when it comes to your home decor. If you have any tips for me, and not in general, but like specifically for like makeup ideas, like where do you makeup storage, or like a place that's dedicated for your makeup. At this point, I'm even just like, should I just have a bag and keep a mirror somewhere that I can just sit and position it wherever I go? Because I don't have a lot of makeup products. I kind of just like to keep my makeup station or products or makeup items as lean as possible. Yeah, I don't know. I'm unsure at the moment. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not, please subscribe to my channel. I will see you very soon. Bye!
I find my needs in 5 places. I ain't ever need to leave, huh? 5 stations. I got my kitchen in my room. My basement, I got a bottle filled with shrooms. I got basic, I got some Lindsay for your low hair.